My son excluded me from the family vacation, so I took back what they needed most. The message arrived at 11:02 p.m., just 2 days before the Hawaii trip I had spent 3 years planning. My son Nathan wrote, "You won't be joining us. Tanya wants this vacation to be only her family. You already did your part by paying." I stared at those words for a long time. No apology, no explanation, just a cold reminder that my only purpose was to pay. I sat at my kitchen table surrounded by everything I had prepared. Small gifts for my grandchildren, sunscreen bottles, beach clothes, and a candle I planned to light in memory of my late husband, James. This trip was supposed to bring our family closer. Instead, I discovered I was never part of it. For 3 years, I saved every dollar for this vacation. After James passed away, I promised myself I would take my family to Hawaii, the place where we had spent our honeymoon. Back then, we were young and broke. We shared one suitcase, ate simple meals, and laughed more than we ever had. I wanted my grandchildren to experience that same happiness. So I saved. I sold old furniture. I worked extra hours tutoring online. I gave up little things I enjoyed because I believed I was creating a special memory for my family. I paid for the villa. I paid for the flights. I paid for every activity. But then I found the final travel documents. 8 names were listed. Nathan, Tanya, their children, Tanya's parents, her sister, her sister's boyfriend. My name was missing. That was when I finally understood. They did not forget me. They removed me. For years, I ignored the signs. The family photos where I was always missing. The holidays moved to Tanya's mother's house. The way I slowly became a guest in my own family. But I kept making excuses because I was a mother, and mothers always hope things will change. The next day, Tanya called. She sounded cheerful. "Marilyn, everything is ready. You don't need to worry about anything." Then she added, "Maybe it's better if you stay home and rest. This trip will be easier this way." Easier, that word hurt the most, because I knew what she really meant. I was the inconvenience. After the call, I opened my travel account. The balance was $21,763.84. Every payment came from my account. Every card was connected to my money, and suddenly I saw the truth. They never planned a family vacation. They planned a vacation I would finance. I thought about calling Nathan. I wanted to ask why. I wanted him to explain. But instead I sent one final message. "Let me know if you need help with anything before the trip." He read it. He never answered. That was my answer. I opened the banking app. My finger hovered over the freeze button. Then I clicked. The travel fund was locked. All connected cards were disabled. For the first time, I stopped being the person who quietly paid for everyone else's happiness. I said nothing for 2 days. I watched their airport pictures online. Matching hats. Big smiles. Excited children. They thought everything was perfect. Until they reached the check-in counter. The card stopped working. My phone started ringing. "Nathan, Tanya, everyone. Mom, something is wrong with the account. Can you fix this? The airline is declining the payment." Then Nathan finally wrote, "If this is because of the message, maybe we should talk." But there was still no apology, only panic. They did not miss me. They missed what I provided, so I stayed silent. The trip was canceled and the money returned, but I did not spend it on myself. I called 5 women from my church and my neighborhood. Women who had spent their lives caring for others and were rarely appreciated. I told them, "Pack your bags, we are going to Hawaii." They cried. They asked me, "Why me?" I smiled and said, "Because someone should remind you that you matter." Weeks later, we stood beside the ocean. I placed James's photo on the dinner table. The same photo I wanted to share with my family, but this time, it was surrounded by people who truly wanted me there. Every night, we lit a candle and shared our stories. We laughed. We cried. We remembered that our lives still had value. Then Nathan emailed me. He said they were struggling after the canceled trip. He admitted things were not handled perfectly. But his final question was, "Can you return the money?" I read that sentence and realized nothing had changed. He still wanted my money more than my forgiveness. I closed the laptop. Because sometimes people only understand your value when they lose access to what you give them. Standing on that beach, I finally understood something. I was never unwanted. I was simply giving love to people who only appreciated what came with it. Family is not just about blood. Family is about the people who make room for you, the people who choose you, the people who see you. And after spending my whole life taking care of everyone else, I finally chose myself. Because being forgotten is not the end of your story. Sometimes it is the beginning of a better one.